everyone, I'm Sherry Allen with the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce, and this is Trade Show Tips and Techniques designed to help you make the most out of your trade show experience. In your trade show booth, if you've got a booth, you've got a pipe and drape backdrop. And even if you just have the table, you still have the table, some linens, and your chairs. That's what's going to represent your company at that point. The rest is up to you, and I'm here to show you some do's and some don'ts and some great tips to make the most of your experience, to get the most bang for your buck, and create a successful show for your company. I'm going to talk about a few points real quick because we want to spend most of our time looking at what's right. When you walk by this booth, nothing's drawing you into this booth, and we're going to talk shortly about what would draw you into wanting to see a booth. When I go by, I don't even know what this booth is about or who their company is. There's just a lot of inconsistency going on in this booth. Not to mention, they don't even look like they know that they're at the trade show or that they're representing their company. They're having their snacks. I think I caught them talking to each other earlier and talking on the phone. Personal items on the table. Wrong. This isn't about their personal life or their need to get out of here as quick as they can when it's over. This is about representing a company, and if it was better organized, we'd know what company it was. They're a little bit dressed in the same black and white, but no, not representing a company. They look a little sloppy. The tie's not even on right. In fact, I don't even think that they know that I'm here right now. Excedrin, I don't care if you have a headache while you're at the trade show. Don't keep it on your table. No personal items, no food. Let them know why it is that you want their business cards. Give them a reason for giving them to you. Have some consistency. We've got yellow and black. We have white. We have all different colors. And then we have another very nicely done brochure. None of it ties in. None of it matches. No company recognition. This is wrong. This is wrong. Let's go talk about what's right. Now let's talk about what we should do in our trade show booth. We saw the reasons that we shouldn't. It was pretty plain, boring, didn't say much about the company. In fact, it said some pretty negative things about the company. And the people behind the booth didn't care if they were at the booth or at home sitting on their couch. So let's talk about what you should do. You're going to have a 10 by 10 space most likely. And what I do first and foremost is get my business out of the aisleway so people feel like they can come in and relax a little bit and get out of the way, not feel like they should keep moving to get out of the path of other people. So what I would do is move my table back as far as I can, even all the way back into my booth. If you have the ability to bring in some other tables or some other things too that would really make your company more better represented, then bring something in to go with it. But give people room to come into your booth. Lay down some carpet if you'd like, or a little bit of padding to give them a break off the concrete as well if the hall isn't carpeted. The other thing I do is I throw a splash of color into the booth that represents my company. The trade show colors are not necessarily representative of your company, and you want to brand yourself. So it's really easy to take a small tablecloth or a table runner, maybe even some cloth napkins, and throw them onto the table to bring some color into the booth. Another thing you want to do is brand yourself. This booth right here is pretty much for the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce, except for this banner, but I wanted to show you how I do this. Very easy to do. If you have a banner, whether you want to hang it over the back or hang it over the front, and you don't have a way to secure it, get yourself 2 water bottles, some curling ribbon or some string, and attach it from the front of your banner over the back of your table or over your pipe and drape, and let that water bottle be your weight to hold your sign right where you want it to be. You've now been able to brand yourself. In my booths, I like to have 2 banners so that they've got double impact of my company name. They're pretty economical, and we've got a lot of places locally where you can order your banners. The other thing I like to do is give some height and some interest into my booth. Put some different colors, put some flowers, put some of my marketing materials, that kind of thing into the booth that you can easily catch the eye of people. And you want to do something that makes movement and color and be an eye catcher in your booth. So if you can get some wind going, do some shiny materials, maybe even some balloons that catch the light, it's going to make people walking by turn their head and look at your booth and may just catch them and bring them in. Sometimes even the shiny candy can do it if you don't have something, a little bit of shine to your candy, whatever is going to draw that person into your booth. A lot of times you are the only person who can work your booth. and you need some extra sales force, or while you're talking to one person who may be a great prospective client or customer for you, other people are walking by and you're needing to interrupt and say, hold on, I'll be right with you. Bring together a PowerPoint or a video on technology, put it in your booth. You can usually order some electric in your booth if you let them know ahead of time. Plug in your laptop and let this be your marketing representative here. The other thing you can do is create wow factor for your booth. Word of mouth worthy. Put something in your booth, a game, a giveaway, a prize, something fun that's going to make people leave your booth and start talking about your company and recommend other people go check out your booth. They're going to be your best sales force. Yes, they're a customer or a potential customer, but guess what? They're your new sales rep. And it's because you made your booth word of mouth worthy. Those are just some tips that you can use to really make a big impact in your booth. If you look at this booth compared to the booth we saw first, I bet you see a big difference in whether you would want to visit that booth or not. Besides what you get set up in your booth, the other important thing is the team that represents your company in your booth. Whether it be you, employees, family members, you want to make sure they have a passion about what you're representing, that they know some knowledge about your company and about what you're there to talk about. You want to know before you show up to the trade show why you're there, what you want to accomplish, and how you're going to track whether you're successful. Dress professionally in your business colors and make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're very comfortable. In fact, you should do a dry run on your booth setup, on your clothing, on everything that's going to go on that day. Try it out ahead of time so that when you show up, you're relaxed and you're ready. Make sure you have water with you and you're well rested, but keep it out of sight. Don't get on your cell phone. Don't have conversations with other team members making people think they're going to interrupt you, and be on your best. I like to stand in front of my booth since I've moved my table all the way back so that I can interact with people and not sit behind the booth and look like I'm just there holding up the table. So these are just some tips. Make sure if you have a variety of people going that everybody's on the same page. Have a meeting beforehand and talk about what's expected in the booth and why. If they understand why, they're more likely to do it. Smile, have fun, meet some great new contacts, build relationships with contacts you already have, and make the most of your trade show booth. It's easy. So the last important tip that I have for you is the follow-up after you do your trade show. People have come in and seen you, got a great new image of your company, yourself, and what you have to offer. Now you want to follow up with them. Make sure you have your follow-up plan before the trade show even happens, and make sure it ties into whatever you had going on in your booth. Whether it was a contest, a drawing, or just a general theme, make sure it all ties in so people remember you. And follow up within 10 days. Very, very important. So you've been given a lot of tips. Thanks for joining in. I hope you're energized and have some great ideas flowing for your booth, and you'll make the most of your trade show experience. Go out there and get them and have a great time. I'm Sherry Allen with the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce, and thanks for watching.